I'm actually making this intro after the two clips you're about to see. The reason why the ancient Egyptians had different symbols and stuff everywhere in their temples, it was to remind people, the same way Christians have the symbol of Jesus on the cross to remind them of the sacrifice for their sins and to behave and so on. Well, a powerful symbol in Egypt was Anubis weighing. It reminded you that one day you will be judged for your actions. So you need to judge before you act and to correct yourself accordingly and to adjust your behavior and to make sure that you have good deeds and that you're treating people fairly. Reminds me what Jesus said, as you judge, you too will be judged, paraphrasing. You know, as not only as I judge other people, but as I judge myself. You know, was I too harsh in these next clips? Yes, I was too harsh, so let me apologize ahead of time. But this is too priceless to let go. That's why a lot of my videos are very angry because, and I post them anyway, because there's good stuff in there and it is real. There's not some fake guy trying to be nice and whatever. It's real. That's how I felt. And why? I'm gonna tell you why. There was many factors. I'm angry as it is. I was provoked by gang stalkers. There's a lot of contributing factors. They're not grandiose excuses. That's why I'm making this video. And a lot of people, when they go to prison, they have time to think. But it's usually too late because their life is ruined by then. They join a prison gang, or, you know, they have a felony on their record, and it's hard to come out and be successful after that. So then they have time to think. So what the Egyptians, part of the message was you have to prepare your entire life for death. These people were building tombs way before they expected to die. They said, lay me to rest in these tombs, these huge, magnificent pyramid tombs. I'm preparing for my death. And I'm also keeping Anubis in mind, that I will be judged for my actions. And I'm thinking about the battle between Horus and Set, the main story, where Isis made Horus from Osiris's and pieced them together, and he took off. Part of his good deeds was addressing evil. And part of what made him a certain type of being was his scale. You know, he was righteous as can be. It's Horus. Then there was Osiris. And there was Ra, Ptah, Jeb, Nut, Shu, and all these things reminded them of different things and how there was an order to things and a correct way to do things. And in my room, you know, as I made those videos, I was already feeling bad about it. I went downstairs, I grabbed a couple vitamin pills because I've been sick. My mom kind of talked to me, something whoop-de-whoop. I came back upstairs, you know, and I looked at the scales. I was already feeling bad. I'm like, oh, you know, I was just like, wow. There you go, you know, just the scales, you know, the scales. And there's a heart and there's a feather, you know, and they have to be equal, you know. Does your heart weigh heavy? And that's where you get some of these sayings, right? And they go back to ancient Egypt. You know, sometimes they say they're Masonic sayings, but they're really ancient Egyptian sayings in many cases. You know, square your actions. You know, judging with a balanced measure, being fair and balanced. You know, and so on and so forth. And so it's very interesting how a bunch of Satanists came from this environment. How they misinterpret the Bible on purpose. And it's very interesting because once you reject Masonry in its pure form, perhaps, then you're rejecting morality. Once you twist it with Satanism, then you've pushed away morality and you said, I'm going to have it my way, like a little brat. And it's the same thing with Christianity. Once you've rejected the scripture the morality of the Bible. He said, it's all nonsense and you're a little brat doing what you want. You know, so, you know, this was my intro section. Well, anyway. So, yeah, keep that in mind. The next two clips, the contributing factors was that I'm getting a lot of trolls who don't like my point of view. They don't want to address my key arguments about the root cause. They want to jump to, well, this, that, and another thing. And they say, you know, they specifically said blacks don't want to admit that they have STDs and that they have mental illnesses. Now, blacks know that there's a lot of STDs in the black community. Blacks know that there's psychological problems. But that hasn't helped them very much, has it? It's not a denial. It's an inability to address these problems due to the persistent sabotage of the black communities by the people in charge. And there's a whole lot of people helping them. And so they're feeding, and they have it down to a science, a pseudoscience. The most dangerous forms of religion are psychiatry and other pseudosciences and New Age religions and twisted Masonic perspectives that say we're going to use science, but really pseudoscience or incorrect science or ridiculous, outlandish, preposterous scientific theories and couple it with religion and give you something that's in our best interest. And this is very harmful. Because people aren't just like, oh, that sounds right or that feels right. They say, well, that has a scientific basis. And many people are dumb enough to say, well, then it must be true. When it's false. Without further ado. Well, before this is the second part of the intro. There's two more clips. And, I'm very angry in these clips. And I think it's important that you see this. I don't think that I'm better than anybody. I don't think because I'm Heru that I'm above you. And, this guy is a white guy from the South. His name is Dixon White on YouTube. And I think that, when you first hear his accent and the way he talks, you're going to probably think he's very ignorant. But when you listen to this clip in its entirety, I think that we can all agree that he's right and that he's very insightful. And it goes back to what I said about in another video recently. When I say it, you're probably not going to believe me. And that's part of this white supremacy, But when a white person says it, you might just believe him.
Well, it's me. I'm back again, here to talk about fear, pride, arrogance, narcissism, all that good stuff. So what is it that stops so many white people from wanting to change their hearts in regards to race and wanting to see the reality and come out of denial? What is it that keeps us stuck right there in that comfortable position of untruth? Well, I think part of it is fear. Another part of it is greed. Greed in that we don't want to lose dominance. We don't want to lose power. We don't want to lose privileges. We don't want to lose benefits that the system of white supremacy has created here in America for white people. We don't want to lose none of it. We're scared. We're scared of black retribution. We're scared of black vengeance. We're scared shitless, and we always have been. Since day one, we put our hands on black people. Grabbed them, snatched them up, put them on a boat, and made them our own fucking personal slaves and assistants for no pay. We did all that. You goddamn right, we're scared. We're scared of losing what we got. We're scared of losing our positions. And we're scared of retribution. So we got a lot of fucking fear, man. Yeah, we do. You hear me, white brothers and sisters? A lot of fucking fear. We're scared. We always have been. You see a black man walk down the street, you lock your doors, you check making sure he ain't gonna hurt you, you clutch your purse. We're scared. So what we do, lock them up, throw them in jail. World's largest prison population of black folks right now. It's right here in this fucking country. Wonder why? We're fucking scared. Even the fucking police officer, the coward police officers that kill unarmed black people are scared. We're scared of that retribution, scared of that black vengeance. And then we project, then we pretend and project that black people are as racist as white people. Who the fuck ever taught a black person black supremacy, the first thing a fucking black person learns is why it's wrong to be a supremacist. They deal with that shit their whole fucking life. Why the fuck would they want them to act supreme? I ain't never heard a black person go around acting superior because of the color of their skin. If anything, they do the opposite. It's white people that are taught. I ain't saying black people can't hate. I ain't saying black people can't be angry. But hell, if they do hate, it's a hate that hate produced. It's a anger that anger produced from white supremacy, a culture, and a system of white supremacy. So yeah, black people are angry. Some of them, not all of them, some of them. The point is, face your fear, face your greed, so that we can fucking have a more peaceful country, a more peaceful world. Until white people face that greed that they have. Oh, I gotta be on top. I gotta keep my white privilege. Oh God, I'm scared that the black people gonna kill me. They gonna come get me. They gonna snatch me up the way we did them. They gonna do all that dirty shit to me that white people have done to them. Stop being so fucking scared, man. Man up, woman up. Let's face reality. White supremacy is real. Our country is a country of white fucking supremacy. Yes, sir, it is. It always has been. Let's face it. Let's do something about it. Let's take some fucking responsibility. Act up, speak up, vote. Do what you gotta do. Be active. Protest. Get in the fucking streets. White people have to change their fucking culture of white supremacy. If we don't, it will destroy us all, and it already is. All of us. Has to do with morality. This thing about getting out of denial. One, you got to acknowledge the truth. We are a white supremacist nation, and we always have been. We have white supremacist institutions, culture, structures, power, psychology, everything, politics.
Just in case you didn't hear, he said psychology. You don't believe me? Go back about 5-10 seconds. Psychology. Remember what I said about white social norms? Boy, oh boy. Tell it.
Whitewashing is in everything. The media, education, history is whitewashed and biased. Education is whitewashed and biased. Entertainment is whitewashed and biased. I ain't saying black people are bad. We're all equal. We know this. Stop being defensive. Stop being judgmental. Stop being defensive. Stop being delusional. Get out of denial and face reality.
Isn't that interesting how that works? It says stop being delusional, get out of denial, and face reality. You know, I mean, you would think that I collude with this guy or that he watches my videos or something. He's really saying what I'm saying, that mental health upholds white social norms, and they're the ones who are delusional and sick, who don't want to face reality. I mean, isn't that just beautiful and just something, you know, makes you feel some kind of way.
Our culture's racist. Our white culture's racist. I ain't saying all white people are racist. I'm not saying that. But it's all that indifference. It's all that inaction. It's all that turn a blind fucking eye. That's the real fucking problem. Step up. Get out of indifference. Do something. Say something. Let's take our white America back. I love America and I love white America. Let's take it fucking back. Let's be proud of ourselves. I'm not proud of white America anymore. I used to be a fucking racist. Not proud of America anymore. Face your fear and face your greed. Once and for all. Take your fucking country back to what it should be, which means it's made for all people, not just white people. Bye. Now this man here, he's...
All you people who are still thinking that, you know, this guy must have a mental disorder because of how he acts, and they think that my cultural argument doesn't hold any weight. I want your opinion about how these guys are acting, the clip I'm about to play, and I want you to explain to me how you think they would act if they were actually talking about the people they hate instead of talking about gang slogans, if they were elaborating about the specifics of the groups that they hate. What happened if these guys bumped into the other guys in the clip and they were having a rivalry?
Let me show you what we got for this crowd. We got shit. We got hits out here for this crowd.
Chunky ass text, nigga, with 30-round clips for you bitch ass nigga.
Gun shit out, nigga. Holla. You know what I'm saying?
That shit off, blood.
Dog outside. What you gonna be?
Psychiatric medications in the short term and long term, even when you come off them, even for the most part, mess up your grammar. That's part of what they mean by messing up your speech patterns. That's why I said cure 2 mental illness instead of 4. I know that. I know my grammar, you know. But it does something to the brain where it throws you off and you end up messing up, you know. Little words, you know. That which have spoken, has spoken, you know. And it's a slight component of me hearing people with bad grammar, but the major reason is cognitive impairment from psychiatric medication. Psychiatric medications in the short term and long term, even when you come off them, even for the most part, mess up your grammar. That's part of what they mean by messing up your speech patterns. That's why I said cure 2 mental illness instead of 4. I know that. I know my grammar, you know. But it does something to the brain where it throws you off and you end up messing up, you know. Little words, you know. That which have spoken, has spoken, you know. And it's a slight component of me hearing people with bad grammar, but the major reason is cognitive impairment from psychiatric medication. Okay, so I really didn't want to make too many more videos, but this has to be spoken on. Mental health is full of predators, okay? Gay people, fat blimps who like to target vulnerable individuals, you know. There'll be political dissidents and people who are just caught up in the mix and the madness of psychiatry who go through the system. There's predators who rape them in the psych ward, drug and rape them. There's predators who violate their confidentiality and look at the, you know, patients, you know, records and stalk them. And even if the hospital wanted to do something about it, because of the long list of things the hospital does wrong, they pretty much can't do anything about it if they want to, and they pretty much don't want to because they make money being predators. There's different types of sexual predators. The worst type of sexual predator is a pedophile, but there's another type that's just almost as bad, and those are people who prey on the mentally ill and those who are perceived to be mentally ill. So if their argument was to be, well, it's because, you know, look who's talking, you have a mental illness, instead of this is a political dissident who's being taken advantage of by psychiatry, then arguably that's worse. So you're preying on somebody with a mental illness, or you can admit that this person has nothing wrong with them, and you're preying on them. You're using your position, you know, to prey on somebody that you find attractive. That you know that in other circumstances you probably won't have a chance with this type of person, somebody of their caliber. So you take advantage of the situation, you know. And this is quite disgusting. You know, gang stalkers are very, very much cowards. And also shows how cowardly gang members tend to be. A lot of these gang members are insecure. They're not doing the right thing. They're not standing up to Big Brother. They're not standing up to a bunch of Satanists and pedophiles and feminists and cowards and rich people because they're scared. Okay? This is why you shouldn't be a gang member. They're controlled opposition and they're scared. You know, behind all those tattoos and stuff is somebody who is bisexual in many cases, you know, and a scared little boy. They wouldn't dream of doing what I'm doing. How many gang members do you see really talking about the government consistently in the way I do? You don't see that. You'll see a lot of parrots. When gang members talk about politics, they're parrots. Okay, they'll say, you know, will the police do this to us? Like, you'll see the same sorts of things, non-specific nonsense. You know, and every once in a while they'll get a little specific, but it'll be so what? You know, you're not going against the grain. You're saying, well, you know, you're doing what they want you to do. You're talking about how police are your enemy, and this is, everyone knows the media wants this to happen. They sensationalize this. You know, you're a coward. You know, so even the gang members who are helping them out are cowards. The gang members who aren't cowards, you know, they tend to be greedy. But going back to what I was talking about originally, you know, mental health is full of a bunch of sissies, a bunch of queers, you know, a bunch of sickos. You know, anyone who's really looked into this and they see how feminists and gays team up with mental health, they know that these faggots and these feminists are sick in the head, and they're hiding behind their position to take advantage of people. And the only time they're really nice to people is when they're feeding into the misconception that they're trying to help people, or when they have a crush on one of the patients. It is absolute madness. You know, I can't tell you how many times homosexuals and fat bitches in the psych ward have propositioned me, and I'm not going to get specific, but I'm going to tell you this, you know, the ones who proposition me in the psych ward are sickos, but they're not as bad as the gang stalkers who are taking advantage of the situation, catfishing. You know, a catfish is very low, it's disgusting, it's deplorable. But a catfish who's a government harasser, who's a group stalker, a psychiatric stalker, you know, a psych ward staff stalker, you know, the greater network of the government stalker and organized stalker, now that's a fucking scumbag. I mean, think about it. You're a fat fucking blimp who's gang stalking people when you know on record that people kill themselves, you ruin lives, you cause serious brain damage with your covert drugging, and fucking little kids in MK Ultra were raped by the mind control program. There was a main project, and there was hundreds of sub-projects, and some of those sub-projects continue to this day, okay? And little kids were raped as part of those sub-projects. They were followed for years and years and years, decades in some cases, and they were raped. 1951 to 77 on record, and off record it never stopped. And it is a continuation of programs and projects before MK Ultra. This has been going on a lot longer than people think, and it's still going on, and there's a bunch of sickos. There's a bunch of weaklings. That's why when I put my top martial artist challenge, you don't see none of these pussies show up. Last one he did, 10-0 lost. Gang stalker. If I didn't know they were a gang stalker, I would give them a lot more respect than I do. You know? Gang stalker and a fucking person who tried to cheat. You know, and try to set me up. So they don't get no respect. You know? These people are sissies. These people are gang stalking queers. There's one more thing I want to address. You know, my argument has never been about fighting. Fighting is not in my best interest for a whole host of reasons. Okay, I don't fight just for fun or just for money. I fight for honor. Okay, I think I do have to remind you. I brought this up many times. This is what I'm fighting for, in case you're wondering. Okay, I've read the book once, and I've scanned through it several times to prove my point. Okay, I'm a transcendent hero, and I'm fighting for honor. Okay, and I fight with transferable skills. Okay, percussive skills, striking. Okay, I don't wrestle people, you know, whatever. You know, I do striking, you know, warrior stuff. Okay, in the last my last song, you know, up to this point, I did a video where I was striking in many different ways. You know, I showed you know, me using the knife. I showed you me using the spear. I have other videos with the sword. And in my close quarters of my room, I can't swing it as fast as I want to. I can't do the tricks that I can do because of the close quarters. I don't want to hit my computer, my bookshelf, and so on and so forth. So, you know, and then I don't think I mentioned this. If I get hit in the head, like say I win, right? But I take a few hits to the head. That does cause brain damage, and the brain scan will show that, and they will pretend that I have a mental disorder instead of damage from a concussion or something like that. So there's a long list of reasons. You know, in the street, if I have a reason to fight somebody, I probably will. And if I feel like I'm being threatened, you know, with serious bodily harm, I will fucking stab them. You understand me? my new knife, by the way. That's why it's in this wrapping. Because remember, they took this old one and cut off the tip. You understand me? This one has a little bit better of a slicing, but they're both dangerous as hell. You know, what I just did was stupid. I told myself, Mecca, don't put out your other hand. It was very stupid to do what I just did, even though I have this plastic wrap. Would this plastic wrap really stop me from cutting myself? No, that was stupid of me to do. Okay? I just can't wait for, I ordered a plastic one in the mail. It's not going to come till Monday or Tuesday. But that was stupid. I apologize to myself for risking doing this again just to prove a fucking point. That's the same reason I don't fight. You see how that... Ironically, I just proved my point beyond any fucking doubt. Okay? You don't take stupid fucking risks that you don't have to take when you're the top martial artist and you have nothing to prove. You have your $3,000 challenge doing the talking for you every moment of every day. Anytime people, all day, every day, people are clicking on the thing, Boom, I'm the top martial artist in California, blah, blah, blah. Right there in the title, 3,025 to show. I'll pay a motherfucker to try me, bitch. Like the late, great Pimp C said. Okay? And in a way that proves who's the top martial artist. No one's got to get hurt. Now, I'm not really taking this out on my nigga Garuch Chilla. I'm just bringing this up for anyone else who might have something wise to say about why I don't fight for money in the ring, why I don't go to underground street fighting or whatever they do these days. Okay? I'm a warrior. Okay? I'm a motherfucking killer. Why doesn't a fucking hitman fucking, play laser tag? Because he's a fucking killer. And if he wants to prove who's the top fighter, maybe he would fucking do that. Go paintball gunning or something. I don't know. But all that stuff is child's play to me. Little kids rolling in the fucking thing. A warrior trains to kill. And when he competes, it's in an honorable way that is historically how you do it. When we're talking about martial arts, we're talking sparring. What is on the front cover of this? Are these people fighting and beating each other's ass? No, they are sparring. That is the African sparring technique. Then there's the capoeira. Then there's the taekwondo and so on and so forth. Okay? That's how you compare martial art skills. If you want to be a fucking, drama queen, attention fucking seeker, or whatever, you go in the UFC. If you want to show who's the most honorable, and, well, not the most honorable, but honor is part of it. Who's the top martial artist, the top warrior, self-defense, combat skills, you spar with people. I put my money where my mouth is. In 8 days, it will be 2 fucking years. Do you have any idea how many videos I made just like this? And again, I'm not going in on Garuch Chilla. I'm just making sure everyone understands. And there's one more thing that's been bothering me. This fucking punk-ass blank, right, in the comments on the police officer video I made, the Mississippi guy, Curtis Banks video. Mississippi cops, 2 of them killed. He said something along the lines of, black people are in denial that they have STDs and mental illness, and I was like, wow. Oh no, he put that in the thing. I removed his comment from that. Damn, I should have taken a screenshot. It proved my point. Okay, I mean, wow. Ironically, you see how dumb these people are, whoever they may be. In the video, I'm talking about how they say that the problem is in you. This guy comes in the comments shooting his mouth out. Black people shoot this. They're still in the comments right now. I'll take a screenshot unless Big Brother hears and removes the comment. Anyway, he's in the comment talking about blacks do this, that, and that. Talking about symptoms. I'm talking about the underlying or root cause. He's talking symptoms. Okay? And it's the same thing psychiatry. The last psychiatrist I ever saw, he said, I treat symptoms. I don't give labels, I treat symptoms. And that's the problem right there, isn't it? Isn't it? They don't get to the root cause of it because they admit they don't know. They just drug you and hope the symptoms go away. That's their philosophy. He's not unique in that. He just doesn't use the labels. But they all treat the symptoms. That's like you have the flu and shit and they give you a cough drop. I'm treating symptoms. That's like there's somebody next door fucking yelling about how he's going to kill you and rape your wife and he's getting his gun and he's on your property on the way to kill you and they give you a fucking Tylenol. He give you a headache. Or they give you some psych meds, If you're a gang member, people want to kill you, they say you're paranoid, they give you some psych meds. That's like that, It's even worse than that. It's even worse than that. I mean, white people are always talking about symptoms. I'm yelling root cause 24 hours a day practically. Well, maybe not 24 hours. I'm yelling root cause in thousands of videos, right? And they're talking symptoms, and they want to pretend that they're smarter than me. And then they're going to say, you're race baiting. I'm race baiting. Okay? I'm race baiting. When blacks are disproportionately abort their children, they're disproportionately poor. 13% of America are about less than 1/2 of the capital. Okay? These are race-specific issues, you dumbass. If I was lived in the age of slavery and I started saying there's slavery going on, he would say that I'm race baiting. It may as well be that bad. If I lived in the Jim Crow fucking era and I said the rules aren't fair to play, he would say that I'm race baiting. I mean, do you see how ignorant these people are? There are fucking race issues going on here. The victims of police shootings are disproportionately black. People on welfare are ding, 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 disproportionately black. People in the prisons are disproportionately black. And for the millionth fucking time, African immigrants don't fucking go to jail as often as African Americans. So you can't say it's because they're black. African Americans are more mixed with whites than Africans are. Okay, my fucking cousin is graduating right now with a PhD. Okay? He's from fucking Africa. He's born in Nigeria. Okay? My dad is a fucking doctor. Both of his brothers, one of them graduated top of his class, UC Berkeley Law. The other one is a doctor as well. Okay? Africans. If you're going to say it's genetic, then why aren't Africans doing worse than African Americans? It's not genetic, you stupid motherfucker. It's environmental factors. And culture is just one component of that. And who gave them their culture if not the fucking media? They're not trying to be like fucking my dad and my cousin and my uncle and so on and so forth. They're trying to be like your media bitch. Well, I'm out of time. The insightful observer, they've already picked up a lot of game from watching my videos about how to do martial arts, like the top martial artists in America. I'm going to give you this real briefly, and I'm not going to mention it again. When I do my little thing with the knife, okay, I am practicing on camera, basically, in a very definitive manner. Those are skills that I am building over time. So it might seem crazy to you, and it goes back to the video I made on appearances. There's appearances versus reality, okay? To you, it seems crazy I'm talking about things that you don't agree with or understand wearing this shirt. You know? And then if you want to play this appearance game, we can play this appearance game. You want to play this appearance game? I was raised by a brain surgeon, one of the top brain surgeons, if not the top brain surgeon in America. You were raised by a dumb fucking bitch. You want to play this appearance game and expectations and what people think is normal? I could play that with you. Or we could just simply tell the truth and be civil. Okay? I mean, I'm telling the truth, but frankly, the things that you hide behind mean nothing. I could hide behind the same white social norms and say my family is more intelligent than pretty much every white person in America. Therefore, I am superior to them. I have a degree in software engineering, and my mom's a National Merit Scholar, and my dad's a brain surgeon. Therefore, what I say matters, and you're just a fucking white trash bastard. Okay? You want to go there? We can go there. Or we can fucking stop playing this stupid social norm facade game and deal with the facts. The facts that are the most pertinent and relevant to the discussion, to my speech, to my presentation, to what I am saying, to my argument. You motherfuckers. So anytime you white people want to stop playing this hide behind white social norm, bitch ass, cowardly, pussy, bitch made, pussy clot, fucking ninny, candy ass fucking game, I'm fine with that. Okay, but if you insist, then I'm going to insist. I'm the top martial artist. My dad's a brain surgeon. I'm a fucking intelligent guy. I scored top 1 percentile on the SSAT. What I'm saying matters. You're just a white trash coward, whether you're a fucking rich motherfucker or not. Compared to me, you are a mental fucking midget. Okay? You're a fucking idiot. You're a nobody. I'm the top martial artist and the top brain surgeon's son. You're a nobody bitch. Both my brothers have degrees. You're a nobody bitch. Okay? You want to play that stupid game and hide behind social norms and what society thinks, or you want to grow the fuck up, you coward. I am far more honorable and noble than you are. I gave my life to the revolution. You're a coward, greedy fucking bitch. We can play the social norms and our roles in society and our social status and our social rating. You're a fucking cowardly idiot, pussy, fucking nobody bitch. You're a nobody bitch. No, don't say anything. Don't even comment. I'm just going to remove it because you're a nobody bitch. I'm the top brain surgeon son, the top martial artist in America. You're a nobody bitch. I obviously have more insight. That's why I'm the top martial artist. You're obviously a nobody bitch. You want to play this social norm, social status fucking game? You nobody bitch. Then you're a nobody bitch and I'm somebody. You're a pig. I'm the top brain surgeon's fucking son. You're a fucking hick. I'm the top brain surgeon's son. You get my point? Or we can deal with the facts. But that would mean you'd have to address my key points and stop crying about the symptoms and address the underlying cause argument that you're so afraid to address, you fucking pale cowards. Anyway, now that I'm done addressing the nobodies, let me humbly address those who have been paying attention. Oh gosh, these nobody bitches hiding behind their white privilege as if they're fucking have a superior argument when I've completely destroyed theirs in thousands of videos and they haven't even begun to address mine. Interesting. So, now that we've thoroughly covered that and you white people are starting to, he's right. If we take that angle, we're going to get played out like the bitches we are. Oh, it's because we're bitches that we didn't understand that that's what this would end up as in the first place. You know, fucking pussies. Mickey Mouse ass bitches. Okay, now since you want to talk about key points, supporting arguments, you want to address the fucking argument, then here is my argument, you sniveling dogs. Listen carefully. It is not enough to say that this person does crime, okay, and not to consider anything else. I'll give you an example. If I was to rape your fucking wife, steal everything you have, you go to court, you get no justice, okay? And then you commit a crime. Is that the same as some goody two-shoes suburbia fucking pale coward who never had any problems of significance in his fucking life turning around and being a serial killer? It's not the same as. Let's say they both killed the same amount of people. There's the reasoning behind it. There's the causes behind it. So when you take a group of people, I know this is hard. Try to bear with me, you nobody white trash bastards. Try to bear with me. Try to keep up. I know you're an idiot and I'm a brain surgeon's fucking son. I know you're a dumbass and I'm a computer scientist. But try to keep up, you inbred bitch. Okay, you take a group of fucking people and you apply that the same circumstances to that group, and then you apply the same circumstances of the suburban pussy to the other group. What you would expect logically, scientifically, sociologically, I know this is hard for you to understand, keep up now, is that the group that has the problems that you pretend don't exist would have higher proclivities, higher tendencies to turn to crime. And that is exactly what we see. We see the targeted group, the black population of America. How are they targeted? We live in America too. They're targeted by hip-hop. They're targeted by drugs, as we saw in Iran, Contra, and the CIA. San Jose Mercury News blew it wide open. The CIA purposely brought drugs to the black community. Okay, they're targeted by movies about gangs. There's hip-hop and so on and so forth. And why did these gangs form in the first place? Where there was the industrialization, there was the rapid deindustrialization. As the big companies started moving out of town, you had all these middle-class black people now used to a certain standard of living, and all their jobs went away, okay? And white people, like they always do, they kind of stuck together, helped each other fucking survive, and black people, miserable, disenfranchised, were given crack cocaine as a way to make a fucking living. They watched their loved ones leave them. Their households were broken. They said, I can't be with a drug dealer. I can't be with a broke nigga. And their households broken. Then there was a cycle. Okay? These are contributing factors. They're not grandiose excuses, but they are contributing factors to the targeted population's downfall, and the root cause of them is the white establishment and their Jewish international financier fucking partners. Okay? Are you starting to understand now, you stupid motherfuckers? And then the psychological factors kick in. They can't support their family. They can't support their kids. They're starting to abort their kids. And when you abort your fucking, when you take your girl to the abortion clinic, you know, there's some people who, you know, it's no big deal. I didn't want them anyway. There's other people, it fucks with their head every single day. And they start to realize that all these white rich people in the suburbs, they didn't have to worry about not being able to support a family. They didn't have to worry about being stigmatized with a mental disorder because their race is disproportionately misdiagnosed with mental disorders. And yes, misdiagnosed even if you see it psychiatry's way. Because psychiatry admits that there's a certain margin of error. A certain amount of people are misdiagnosed. So when blacks are more commonly diagnosed with mental disorders, they are also more commonly misdiagnosed with mental disorders according to them. Now, obviously, according to me, psychiatry doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about, but we're going to save that argument for another day because you are some pea-brain, nobody, white trash, run-of-the-mill, suburban, out-of-touch, white denial, white privilege bitches who just can't keep up with reality. If you weren't taught by your fucking parents how to, you know, how to fix a car or how to fucking, you know, chop wood or whatever you people do, then you don't understand it. And because your family was there and you had a working household, you had what's called a functional family. Just look at child psychology, child development. You had a functional family, not a crack whore single fucking mother. Not saying all black households are like that. Not saying that's a grandiose excuse for all you bitches who want to oversimplify my argument. I am saying it is a contributing factor to a targeted population's downfall, oppression, repression, and lack of achievement, you stupid, cowardly, weak, pussy, clot bitches. Anyway, back to the argument. So as these things are fucking with your head, you're getting taken to some white or Jewish or Asian shrink who has no idea about how you live your life or what's really wrong. They say, are you feeling sad? Blah, blah, blah. So you get misdiagnosed. Now you've aborted your kid. You've been misdiagnosed. Your mom's a crack whore. Your sister's sucking dick for fucking coke. And you're fucking miseducated. You're oppressed. You're pissed off. You're watching the news. Be a gangster and make money. And you can feel better by smoking weed and drinking 40s and driving a nice car. You're like, maybe I want to take that route because I'm fucking miserable because of the environmental factors. These cocksuckers in psychiatry don't understand me. And I have no fucking hope because whether or not you admit it or not, whether or not you want to cry affirmative action or not, there's still job discrimination. They might hire you for a little while to meet the racial quotas or whatever you want to call it, and then they're going to fucking fire you, and you're going to be square one all over again, miserable, maybe even more miserable because you had a taste of what being a normal motherfucker was like. Now you're back to being a miserable fuck, and on the corner just waiting for you. It's like, look, anytime you're fed up with this white man's bitch shit, I'll be right here with a fat sack for you to sell, Crip. Come on over anytime you're ready. You know, go ahead. Go into fucking McDonald's like a bitch. You know? And so you're coming home every day to the shit. Hookers saying, oh, hey there, handsome. You drug dealers saying, I'm telling you, man, the money is right here. And you're going home, you're like, fuck this shit. Fuck these niggas, cuz. It's Crip, nigga. You understand me? So don't you sit there. Don't you sit there like you're right. You're wrong. You can't even address my key points. You're a coward.